We good? Okay. So there's a popular debate that's been going on. It's a hot button issue, which is about illegal immigrants taking American jobs as they tend to work for lower wages. Now, I have my opinions on this, as I'm sure everybody else does, but I don't think I can really add anything to that hasn't already been said. What I can talk about, though, is another thing that deals with job loss. So I'd like some people to volunteer what your career paths are. Where do you see yourself? Just raise your hand. I'll call on you. Tariq.
Kinesiology, sports management.
Okay. Okay.
Video game designer.
Cool. One more.
Vet technician.
Okay. So I'll get into what I'm actually here to discuss, and it is automation stealing jobs from human beings. There was an Oxford study that rated the probability of a pretty long list of jobs to be taken by automation in the future. And I have a few of them here. So pharmacy techs according to Oxford, have a 92% chance of having machines steal their jobs. Credit analysts, 98%. Cooks in restaurants, 96%. That one was shocking to me. Animal breeders, 95%. And nuclear techs, 85%. So, I think that's pretty shocking personally. But we're going to go over the jobs that are already taken by machines first. But in order to do that, we have to define the difference between automation and artificial intelligence. The Webster Dictionary defines automation as automatically controlled operation of an apparatus, process, or system by mechanical or, mechanical or electronic devices that take the place of human labor. So there is no learning involved, it's just a machine. I'm sure we've all seen an episode of How It's Made. These machines perform one task over and over again, day in and day out, and they don't have to be paid for this task, they just have to be maintained. But they're only built to do one thing. So some jobs that are already taken by machines, we're going to go way back to the 1920s. Now, I'm sure everybody has this nice little contraption on your nightstand. It's great. It tells the time. It has a snooze button, so if you don't want to wake up, even though it's waking you up, you can tell it that you don't want to wake up. That used to be a human-occupied job. There used to be a working class called knocker-uppers, which would go by the houses and wake people up by basically shouting at them or banging on their windows. And with the advent of alarm clocks, that job no longer exists. It's not a thing anymore. Gas pumpers. Now, there was something recently, I forgot which state, but they still had people that would pump your gas for you. And they recently changed the law, so now they can actually have actual gas pumps there. I don't know why they didn't. That happened around 1964, whenever the first gas pumps appeared. And that, again, completely destroyed a job. Cashiers. Now, that's a recent one. I know that I'm a kind of an antisocial person. I don't like to deal with people unless I have to. So whenever I'm at the grocery store, I always opt for the self-checkout because I just find that I can do it quickly and there's less human error involved. And factory workers. In China, there's a factory that is 90% worked by machines. How does this work? It's because machines are very good at repetitive actions. Things that don't require critical thinking, problem solving, anything out of the box thinking. And you see, humans are good at those kinds of things. Humans are really good at critical thinking, but we're bad at repetitive tasks because we get bored, our minds wander, and we have this pesky little thing called ambition and striving for fulfillment. But machines don't have that. What the scary part is that artificial intelligence is starting to become just as good as humans at just the things we're good at. Critical thinking. Maybe not necessarily abstract thinking like art or something that requires a human element like that. And this whole thing is the reason I put this on the board here. Systemout.print, hello, may I take your order? Doesn't really demonstrate much on its own, but this code prints, "Hello, may I take your order?" to the person. You could probably use a text-to-speak. Say this, it would take in their order via voice. You can imagine a how it's made type machine inside the restaurant that pushes out the order and takes the money just like any, vending machine. And we have that technology. And I suspect that the only reason we don't use it is because we don't want to lose those jobs. Bit of a tangent there, but we're going to go into the ability of AI to do people's jobs better than them. These are actual, you remember my first speech, I was just talking about games and things that AI can do, but now we're talking about actual jobs and paid professions, very esteemed professions that machines can now do. There is a machine built by a company called IDEA, Ben Wortswell or Bertsway, I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it, and it trades stocks. And this machine will continue to trade stocks. The exact quote is, "If we all die, it would keep trading." This machine is very efficient at doing that. Sanford made a machine that can detect cancer better than actual cancer doctors. It's over their studies, it is actually more efficient at doing it. And there's actually a virtual trainer that is artificial intelligence. It's basically it's called the VI trainer, and it can manage your fitness and your health probably just as well as a human could, especially since it's all algorithmic, and things like that aren't going to vary very much. If it can track your BMI, if it can track what you're doing every week, it can tell you what you need to do next. So there's two sides to this debate. One side is the humanist side that says we should stop letting machines take these jobs. We should hold back technological progress so that we don't put people out of work. That's a compelling argument. And then there's the other side that says we shouldn't prevent technological progress in the interest of human beings, because we will find other jobs, we will generate other jobs, or we may enter positions that are actually more compelling and more fulfilling for human beings to perform. I'm not going to confirm either of those positions today. I will in my persuasive speech, hopefully, and thank you for listening.